Welcome to Elvis Fans Matter. And we're going to start off this segment with some questions and maybe some answers.
Hopefully some answers.
All righty, Miss.
All right.
Danielle.
I gotta say one thing.
Oh, just one thing.
Okay.
That's it. One thing, okay.
I'm just letting everybody know that Billy only talks when I say it's okay. Isn't that right? Say it. Answer, Billy.
It is. That's
Okay.
exactly right.
All right.
So na.
One follower says Lamar Fike once said that going into the Army was the most life-changing event in Elvis's life for 3 reasons. 1, his mother passed away. 2, he met Priscilla. And 3, he was introduced to drugs. Would you two agree with that statement?
Yes.
You would? Okay. So Lamar, that wouldn't be something that you wouldn't disagree with Lamar on saying
No,
that then. Okay.
No,
Because it's all true.
It was, yeah. He was introduced to what they called back in, I think it was called Benzodril, which is like an upper,
Mhm.
and
I thought it was
kept him going.
Dexedril,
No,
Not
Benzodril.
Benzodril.
I'm pretty sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know the names of.
And it got to where he was up so much, then he had to have some way to
Come back down.
to get some sleep. So he started taking sleeping pills.
Okay.
So that's how
That
all
helped
actually
introduce
started,
him to
yeah.
drugs and. All right.
Could you tell a difference in him, in his actions after he came out of the Army, as say before he went in?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I always said there was, like 3 different Elvises. I mean, the way he
Yeah.
changed. The 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree.
But you think the Army changed him a lot? Or just
I
the
don't think
things
the
that
Army
happened
did.
while he was in the Army
Yeah.
is what affected
Yeah,
him?
And before he went in,
Okay.
I think you're right.
Just, he was just, he just hadn't been famous, but just a couple of years, and he bought Graceland, and then, golly,
had to leave right away.
yeah, just, shortly after his mother passed away, and he had to go overseas. He's already in the Army.
Right.
I remember he got his draft notice, and that was right around Christmas time.
Do you think his mother would have gone with him to Germany too, had she lived?
Oh yes,
I think so too.
yeah, she would. But that's the way that went, and that devastated Elvis, and then having to go to Germany on top of it, I'm sure
It's good his daddy and grandma could go,
yeah,
that he could afford for them to go and,
yeah,
have familiar, especially after her death, after his mother's death. I could tell a difference from when I first met him in the early days, and he was, I won't say totally different in the 70s, but he was a lot different in the 70s.
yeah, that was,
Do you think he was more serious after he got out of the Army? He took things more serious than he did before he went in? I would have thought he would have been more carefree.
He was in the 50s, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, losing his mama and, and coming back out, not knowing, if his career was, going to be as it was, or just what.
And under certain orders, and having to be, Of course, he was always respectful. I thought he was always respectful to people that he met. But I mean, to do really, actually, mostly what he wanted to do, and then to go in and have to have all those rules and regulations and all that, had to change him some.
Oh yeah, well, I don't mean it in a bad way, but it hardened him, to do certain
That's
things,
kind of what I was. He could tolerate.
Yeah, and then of course he in the 70s, he mellowed out after
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So,
The later years, he was a lot easier to get along with, as far as I'm concerned.
all right, next question.
What did Elvis think when Priscilla dyed her hair red?
Well, he thought he had made a mistake and got a redhead instead of a.
He probably knew,
He knew why she did it. Yeah.
and he probably realized her anxieties and worries about it.
Did he ever comment to y'all about it?
Not that I'm aware of.
No. He never brought it up, but we all knew why. Pink Honda.
Did she ever say anything about it, or she just did it?
I really rather not get into that.
Gotcha.
I spent a lot of time with her back here when all that was going on, and I
Okay.
just,
Yeah, no, I mean, that's completely
I know
understandable.
that it bothered her a lot.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
Yeah.
So, okay. Did Elvis have a designated assistant to run certain errands, or did just one of the guys handle certain things? Or that's kind of what we talked about in the other video, was each position, but he didn't really have. Did he have somebody that he would have considered more his assistant than others?
What do you mean by assistant?
Yeah.
Like somebody that was maybe, I guess maybe ran certain errands for him.
Everybody
that was kind of
did.
like the go-to, or did everybody just kind of
Everybody
just
did.
depending on who he said, hey, I need
Yeah.
you to, okay.
I need this, I need that.
Gotcha.
and
Yeah.
Somebody, would.
Yeah. I know Marty, Joe, Billy, Al. That's that's one reason he called Al two-step, because he said if he asked Al to do something, it was like 1, 2, and he's right back, and he's got it done, and stuff like that. But it was just whoever was on call, or
Yeah.
whoever was coming that way. They
Whoever
would.
was there.
I mean, nobody pushed it off on somebody else.
Right.
Or